Spring arrived too early that year, not gradually, not gently, it came overnight. On Monday, the ground was still frozen. By Tuesday morning, the entire town of Alderwick was covered in fresh green growth, as if something had been waiting beneath the soil, just below the surface, counting down. At first, people were relieved. After a long, bitter winter, warmth felt like a blessing. But by the third day, things began to feel wrong. The flowers grew too fast. Not just blooming, stretching. Petals unfurled in seconds if you stared long enough. Grass pushed through cracks in the pavement with a faint, almost inaudible sound, like whispering. Children laughed and chased each other through the fields. Adults pretended not to notice. Lena noticed. She worked nights at the local radio station, a quiet job, mostly music and weather reports. The kind of job where you become familiar with silence. But now, silence was gone. Even at 2 a.m., with the town asleep, she could hear it. A soft, constant rustling. Not from the wind, from the ground. On her fourth night shift, Lena brought a recorder outside. She crouched near the station's back garden, pressing the microphone into the thick, damp grass. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a sound. Not quite a voice, not quite movement. Something in between. A layered murmur, like hundreds of tiny breaths trying to form words. Lena pulled the recorder back. She told herself it was insects. It had to be insects. The next morning, people started disappearing. Not many, just enough. A jogger who never returned home. A florist who didn't open her shop. A boy whose bike was found lying perfectly upright in the middle of a field. No signs of struggle, no footprints, just absence. By the end of the week, Alderwick was no longer quiet. The plants had begun to change. Vines curled higher than fences. Tree branches bent lower as if reaching. And the flowers turned, not toward the sun, toward people. Lena stopped sleeping. Every time she closed her eyes, she heard it again, that layered murmur. Closer now, clearer, almost understandable. On the 7th night, she stayed at the station alone. Emergency broadcasts had replaced music. Stay indoors, they said. Do not approach overgrown areas. Report anything unusual. But no one explained why. At 3:17 a.m. the power flickered, then went out. The station fell into darkness, and in that silence the sound returned. Louder than ever. It wasn't outside anymore. It was beneath the building. Lena grabbed her flashlight. Her hands were shaking, but something pulled her forward, down the narrow hallway, past the storage room, toward the basement door. The murmur grew stronger with each step. Not threatening, not angry, calling. The basement was never used. At least, that's what everyone said. But when Lena opened the door, she found the stairs covered in fresh green growth, soft, thick, alive, as if the building itself had roots now. She hesitated just for a second. Then she stepped down. Each step sank slightly beneath her weight, not like wood, like something softer, something that gave way. And then slowly returned. At the bottom, her flashlight revealed a wall that shouldn't have been there. It wasn't concrete, it wasn't brick. It was woven, layers of vines, roots and stems twisted together into a dense, breathing surface, and in the center, a shape, roughly human, outlined beneath the growth. Lena froze. The murmuring stopped. For one long moment, there was nothing. No sound, no movement, just a faint hum of her flashlight. Then the shape moved, not suddenly, slowly, as if remembering how. The vines shifted, the outline pressed forward, and a face, almost a face, formed beneath the surface, not fully human, but close enough. Lena couldn't breathe, and then it spoke, not with a mouth, not with words, but directly into her mind. We waited. Images flooded her thoughts. Dark soil, frozen ground, roots stretching endlessly beneath the town, waiting, listening, learning. You walk above, you take. Now you stay. The wall pulsed, the vines tightened, and suddenly Lena understood the missing people. They weren't gone, they were planted. She stumbled backward, dropping the flashlight. The beam spun wildly, casting shifting shadows across the room. For a moment she saw more shapes in the walls, more outlines, dozens, all of them almost human. The murmuring returned, but now it wasn't layered, it was unified. A single quiet voice. Grow! The floor beneath Lena's feet shifted, softened, opened. She tried to run, but the ground clung to her, not violently, not painfully, just firmly, like hands that didn't know how to let go. The last thing she saw was the wall moving towards her, or maybe she was moving toward it. It was hard to tell. Above, in the town of Alderwick, spring continued. The fields grew greener, the flowers bloomed wider, and fewer people walked the streets. But the town didn't feel empty. If you stood very still and listened closely, you could hear it, a soft, steady breathing beneath your feet. And sometimes, if you stayed too long, you might feel something below, listening back.